A big hello to all the viewers of Yearn to Learn. I posted a video a few days back how to quiet a noisy class, which got an overwhelming response. Thank you. With that, I got many requests by the viewers that the tips that were given in that video were more suitable for primary children, how to manage, deal with such students who are noisy in middle level or senior class. So here I am for you. So if you teach middle level or senior students, here are a few tips that could help you manage them in the class, or to make them listen to you, or to gain their attention, or if you find your class rowdy, how you can settle them. So you can mix and match these tips, or use a few of these as per the situation, or use your own creative idea and make my tip more better. So whatever suits you, let's begin. The first tip is use a notable phrase or sign. Now when I'm saying notable, now you have to make your class understand that whenever you hear this, you have to be quiet, and this you have to explain them. Or whenever you see me doing like this, or any sign that you devise, they have to be quiet. And once you have made them understand, you can share what phrase you are going to use. For example, 3, 2, 1, attention everyone, like that. Or take your seat, lord off your feet, like that. So you tell something like learning is fun, attention everyone. So this way they'll know that this is the phrase where the teacher wants them to have attention and they have to settle and be quiet. So this is how you can start. If not, there are more tips. Carry on. The second tip is use proximity. Now you must be wondering like how this can help manage your class. When I say proximity, I want you to go near the child. I don't know, as per your school rules, you are allowed to touch your children or not. If not, then please don't do it. But if you are allowed to pat or even keep your hand at their shoulder, that much proximity helps. So sometimes even without words, you just walking up to them and just keeping your hand calmly at their shoulder helps. The child would settle. Or even if you want to talk, want to ask something, just walk up to the child. And otherwise also be mobile in your class, which means do not get stuck at one place, which is usually near the smart board or blackboard, whiteboard, whatever is there in your class. So be mobile and use proximity as a tool to manage your children. It works. Da 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 da, nothing. Third tip is this: sing a song. I mean, who doesn't like songs? But even if they don't like, this tip would work. I'll tell you how. Now you have to see what sort of children you are dealing with, what is their age. Find a suitable song which does not have any false word or foul language, very simple song, and start singing that song. Now once you'll sing it, 2-3 things can happen. First thing, the children would start singing it along. If that happens, it means that they are not talking now, they are not engaged in their one-to-one talks, they are singing along with you, so you already have their attention. Second thing is that you are not singing well or they are not liking the song, so ultimately they will be quiet so that you stop. And the third thing could be, they might not be singing, but they are just quiet at one go, wondering why my teacher is singing, or today what's the special day, or they'll be intrigued if there is something related to the topic of today. So this can happen, and this is not an everyday strategy, but occasionally you can use it to grab their attention and settle them. My fourth tip is clap out rhythm. Now what is it? You don't have to clap out. What you have to do, you feel your the children have not noticed your presence, they are still unsettled, involved in talking to each other or whatever they were busy in, what you can do, you can go near one group or near any student and just in a normal voice or lowering down your voice, you can say, if you hear me, clap twice. Now those students who heard you could be just 2 in number, 3 or 5, they'll clap twice. Similarly, now others would have the attention like why these children clapped. So you can move to some other student and say, if you can hear me, clap thrice. Like that, if you just do it 2 or 3 times, you will have everybody's attention. Or instead of clapping, you can have any other thing as well. As per your creativity, you can modify it, like if you hear me, do this. So this is how everyone else would wonder and they'll join in slowly. But you have to keep your volume a bit normal or lower than the normal. My fifth idea, again it works wonders, is thank individually. It may be time taking, but it works. How? Because you are reinforcing the desired behavior in a class instead of criticizing anyone. So very safe, very positive and very encouraging. So instead of telling the X boy or girl to be quiet, to sit down, you are telling the Y one, hey Y, very good, you are sitting nicely and you are listening to me. You can say, wow Z, wow, you are listening very nicely, or you have started your work, well done. Anything like that. So others also feel that I am missing on this sort of compliment or a thank you. So they join in. This is called positive reinforcement, thanking them individually by not criticizing anyone. Now here comes the icing on the cake. One more tip. This is specially for a rowdy class. Now many a times it becomes impossible to deal even with the tips, or students are so tuned in with such things that now they are bored of it. Now you have to break the monotony. You have to be a bit strict with them. So the thing is, you have to give them adequate warning with, if this happens then the consequence would be this. Once you give them warning and still they are not listening, then you have to implement it. For example, if you are not going to settle in other 2 minutes, I am going to take 10 minutes from your break time. And if they do that, they get settled, that's fine. But if they don't get settled, then you have to do that, but listen to this complete part. But opposite should also be true. Now if you are using such warnings and implementing such consequences, which is ultimately aimed at improving them only, do the opposite as well. If they keep on behaving well, if that rowdy class is settled, then you have to appreciate them as well. That today when I entered the class, you were all sitting nicely and were in a real mood to study or listen to me, or I had everyone's attention. So this month I'm going to give you one whatever period they like, games period or whatever they enjoy. Like one period we'll do this, or we'll have a class party. So reinforce positive behavior and give adequate warnings. This should go hand in hand, not separate. So don't be just a strict teacher giving them consequences of the wrong behavior, but also reinforcing the good behavior. So that is it for today, and I hope these tips would be liked by you, and when you implement it, let me know how do they work. If you have more suggestions, please do add to the list by writing in the comment box, because our aim is to help each other, to learn from each other. That is what Yearn to Learn visualizes. So thank you, stay tuned, keep watching Yearn to Learn. May God bless you all.